Hi everyone, welcome and thanks so much for checking out my channel. My name is Tanny and I'm an independent author, and today I am doing the AUTHORTUBE Newbie Tag. This tag was created by Jenna Streety, so I'll go ahead and link her channel and video down in the description if you want to check that out. But we'll just go ahead and dive right in. Question 1. What's your book's pitch? If you have multiple works, pick your favorite. I do have multiple works, but I'm going to go ahead and pitch my latest project, which is still a work in progress and isn't finished yet, but it's my favorite and I'm super excited for everybody to finally read it. The book is called Tethered Spirits and it's a young adult fantasy novel, and I'll go ahead and just read the pitch for you. An amnesiac immortal man and his friend must discover the reasons behind his curse and how to break it, all while being pursued by a dangerous magic wielder desperate to use him for her own ends. So if that sounds interesting to you at all, be sure to follow me here and on social media to get updates, and hopefully that will be releasing later this year. Question 2. If you were a book, how would you pitch yourself? Tanny is a sci-fi and fantasy author and a longtime fan of speculative fiction who enjoys wandering to make-believe worlds full of magic and adventure. I definitely just stole that from my author bio and modified it a little bit, but that's okay. Question 3. What do you usually write? I like to write speculative fiction and really anything that kind of falls under that umbrella. I've written science fiction, I've written fantasy. Fantasy is kind of my main wheelhouse and most of my story ideas are fantasy. But I have written a dystopian trilogy as well and just a bunch of different subgenres under speculative fiction. Question 4. What's something you'll never write? I don't think I would ever write historical fiction. My circus fantasy novel, Calico Thunder Rides Again, that's this guy right here, that does have a lot of historical elements in it, and I did a lot of research into the time period and the setting when I was writing that, but that was really hard for me. I don't like doing a lot of historical research. It's not something I feel super comfortable incorporating into my stories, and with a fantasy novel it was fine because I had a ton of creative liberty to just kind of pick and choose what I wanted to do with that. But if I was writing a really serious historical fiction novel, I would struggle with that so much. So that's something I don't think I will ever write. Question 5. What's your goal for starting an AuthorTube channel? I actually just made a whole video about this, kind of introducing my channel and some of the things that I want to do here. So I'll go ahead and link that in the cards if you guys want to check that out. But mostly I just want to have fun and kind of share what I've learned about writing and also bring in some of my professional experience and knowledge to the table as well. I am a mental health professional and I love to see mental health issues explored in stories, and I would love to talk about some of that on this channel as well. Question 6. What made you want to start writing? So I have always really loved stories. I was a really avid reader as a kid, and I still am. I just don't have as much time to read as I used to, but I still really love stories, whether they're in TV shows, in books, in movies. Anywhere I can get my hands on a good story, I am there for it. I love that. When I was in 5th and 6th grade, I was reading Lord of the Rings for the first time, and I just really fell in love with this fantasy world. It felt so real to me. The characters felt so real to me. And I had a friend at the time who had started writing, and so I just kind of started writing as well. And it was so awesome to me to be able to create my own stories and my own worlds that were like the characters I loved so much in the books I was reading. And then over the years, writing just became a more and more important part of my life. It's something I really love and that I'm really passionate about. And I am just happy to be able to do it and that people are willing to read my stories now. All right, question 7. What's your publishing path? Self-publishing, traditional, hybrid, haven't decided yet, or just writing for fun? So I am a self-published author, as I mentioned. I have 4 books out right now. All of them have been self-published. I also self-published a picture book. But I haven't completely ruled out traditional publishing. That's something that I still am kind of curious about and would like to maybe pursue eventually. But at least right now and with the next couple of projects that I have upcoming, those will all be self-published. Question 8. What content do you bring to the AuthorTube table? So like a lot of other AuthorTubers, I really want to talk about just my experiences with writing and publishing and some of the things that I've learned along the way. But I think something unique that I maybe bring to the table is the mental health stuff that I talked about earlier, and also just the fact that I am a parent as well as a writer, and being a mom and having to balance writing and kids and work and everything else, I've definitely had to learn how to do that. And that's something that I would love to share with you guys, because I know there are other writer moms out there, and I would love to just talk to those people and kind of share my experiences being an author and a mom. Question 9, what's your biggest writing struggle? So for me, it's definitely descriptions. I have a really hard time writing descriptions. Usually in my first drafts and even my second drafts, there just aren't a ton of descriptions. And then I send the book off to beta readers and they all come back to me with feedback saying that there's no descriptions and they can't visualize what anybody looks like or where anybody is. And so then I have to go and add all that stuff in, and it's really hard for me and it's painful and I hate it, and I don't like writing descriptions and I'm really bad at them, so that's always a struggle. Question 10, what's your best writing skill? I think I'm pretty good at writing dialogue and like character relationships and interactions. Those are the things that I love most in stories and kind of like to spend a lot of time on and really explore with characters interacting with each other and the kinds of relationships they have. So that's something that I feel pretty confident about and always enjoy writing in my stories. The next question is, if you're new on AuthorTube, what is your biggest AuthorTube question? Oh, that's a hard one for me because I am brand new to AuthorTube and I'm not entirely sure what questions I even should be asking. There's probably things that I haven't even thought of yet. I just really have no idea what I'm doing. So I guess my biggest question would be, if you've been on AuthorTube for a while, what are some things that you have learned or that you wish you knew before you got started, whether it's just about YouTube or about making videos or anything like that. I would love to get your wisdom and help with anything you feel like would be important for a newbie AuthorTuber to know. Question 13, are you looking for any new channels to follow, betas, critique partners, or other types of writer buddies? If so, tell us who you're looking for and connect with them in the comments. I would love to follow more AuthorTubers and connect with other people on this platform, especially if you're self-published or if you're writing fantasy or science fiction. Please do be sure to leave a comment and I'd love to connect with you. All right, and the last question is, what are you most excited for during this new fresh start on AuthorTube? I'm so new to this and really, like I said, don't know what I'm doing yet. So I'm really just excited to kind of dive in and learn things along the way and just see how it goes. It's all still really new and exciting to me, so I'm just excited to go on this journey. And that is it for the AuthorTube newbie tag. If you want to do this tag yourself, like I said, I will leave that video link in the description below. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you coming and checking out my channel. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see future videos and ring the bell if you want to get notified. Please go have a great rest of your day and I will see you next time. Bye.